Once you have foreign citizenship, you cannot be holding India passport. This is a legal requirement. And also, if you are applying for overseas citizen of India card, you would need India passport surrender certificate along with cancellation of voter ID and ration card. So we'll come to those things a little later. Depending on where you're doing this application, if you're doing from India, the process is you fill the application online. I made a video, you can check that out. And once the application is filled, you take a printout, go to the nearest RPO regional passport office, submit the application, submit your India passport, and within a day, 2 day, 3 day, you will get your India passport back with cancelled. It will be punched, and you will also get a certificate, which is a surrender certificate. Now, if you're doing from any other country, depending on whether it is through High Commission or through Consulate General of India, here on this website, you can find the entire list geography based. You can check your geography, whether it is Consulate General or High Commission. Go to their website and read through the document. The application filling is going to be same. The only difference is that after you fill the application, you will get to know who the service provider is. So always visit this website first to know who the service provider is. In some instances, service provider changes. You will have all the current information when you go to the website. And then you fill the application, upload digital document while you fill the application. This is the new thing in this application process. And once you upload the document, you take a printout of the application. Whatever document you have uploaded, you take a photocopy of the same as per the application guidelines. 2 photocopies are required. If you call service provider, they might ask for 1. I would always go what's there on the website. 2 photocopy that is self-attested, that nothing but you will sign on that document. And then you will pay the prescribed fee, which I will talk about, because again, the fee, there are potential where you might end up spending more than what you see as a fee. So first, let's go through the application process. Now, once you come to the website, you will have to create your username and password. One username, once it is created, you can do this for entire family, whether you're doing it together or at different dates. So one user ID is enough for entire family. It's simple. You give your details, sign up, and then you come to the application page where there are 7 steps of filling the application, giving the details. First is the passport detail. Here, remember, you're surrendering your India passport. So the input what will go is your India passport detail, and below will be your current passport. That is, in my case, I'm showing Canadian passport. That detail will get entered. And date of citizenship, I'm referring to the citizenship certificate, not the passport when it was made. The Canada passport, not that date, but the citizen's certificate date, that is what is getting entered. So once you have entered, you now know your India passport front and back page will get uploaded. Also, your foreign passport, in my case, Canada passport, that will get uploaded. And in Canada passport, there's only one page where all the bio is there, all the information is there. Unlike India passport, where front and back page both has the information. The back page usually has parents detail, spouse detail, address, all those. So depending on what passport you have, you will have to upload the pages accordingly. I made a video on how you can combine 2 different image into single document, because there will be only one section where you can upload this. So you can check that video at your own comfort to know how this entire thing can be done. That is uploading the document in right size, the PDF, JPEG, whatever it is, you will get to see in that video. In applicant detail section, It will be straight out of your India passport, your name, date of birth, place of birth, your status when you got your India passport from that time till now. If situation has changed, you are single but now married, but passport does not have that update, or you are married now divorced, or something has changed, in that case, whatever your current status is, that you have to enter. If you are single now married, you will enter married, and then you will be submitting marriage certificate, which will be uploaded digitally, and then also a printout which will be self-attested. So this is how you will start building your document which you have to submit. So this takes care of the applicant's detail section. Let's go to the next section. In the family detail section, parent's name, that will be out of your India passport last page. It would have details there. And again, you will fill the spouse detail as it is the legal name. Don't miss out on this. And then citizenship, here again the question would be, say if both of you are going through the citizenship change process. For example, my wife and I, we both were submitting the application together. In that case, the question is, we have still not done the application submission. What should be entered here? In this case, once you have acquired citizenship, you have to mention your current citizenship. So in that case, it will be, in our case, it's going to be Canada. That's what I have entered. It will not be India if the citizenship has already changed. Whether you have surrendered or not, spouse detail will be shown like that. If spouse detail has not changed, whatever the current citizenship is, that you will enter. So this is what is the family detail section. Present address detail. For this, you will be submitting document like I submitted driver license, and exactly as the address was given in the driving license, I wrote that in the application. Now, few things like Ontario, I am in Ontario province, was shown as ON in the driving license. I just expanded to Ontario. Instead of ON, I wrote Ontario, which is absolutely acceptable. I got my surrender certificate. So these are not mismatch. In case you are omitting something, then it's going to be a mismatch. You'll have to enter your mobile number, and then telephone number is optional. In case you have telephone number, you can enter that. Then you will enter your email ID. So here you see, for address proof, whatever document you are aligning with when you are entering the application, only certain documents are accepted, which you can see on the screen. I'm going with driving license, and driving license is what I uploaded. Also took a printout of driving license. Now coming to the emergency contact detail, here whoever that person is, I entered my spouse detail, and in the same section, complete address was also given, as you can see on the screen. Make sure you are entering this detail, and then of course phone number. If telephone number is also available, you make that entry. If not, telephone number is not mandatory. You can leave it blank. In the next page, whatever you have entered, that small snapshot will be shown to you, that it's a surrender certificate, and you go through that. Once you confirm, you come to a page, this page, where whatever you have entered so far, that will be shown to you. Check, recheck, cross check, and if there is any edit required, you can make an edit now. If not, just go ahead with the next process. At the bottom, you will enter the place. If you are in, say, Canada, I enter Toronto and the date, and then continue to next. You will get this prompt where you have to either say yes or no. If it is no, you will have to do an edit. If it is yes, you will come to the section where you will have to first upload your photo, which is has to be as per specification. Again, I have made a video on how you can ensure that it is as per specification, and then you'll also be uploading your signature. So this photo and signature what you upload, I'm not sure. In case of OCI, this photo and signature was what used to print on the OCI card. You might get a surrender certificate with photo and signature. Even if not, this is how you will have to do. You'll have to upload your photo and signature. For signature, you can do a signature on a piece of paper, take a photo and just right size it, upload it. Once that is done, your photo and signature part is done. Now, next comes the uploading of document. So far, whatever document has been used, passport, front and back page, that's India. Then in case of Canada passport, it was only one page, the bio page. In case your passport has multiple page where the information is, make sure you're uploading those passport and then the printout self-attested, as I said earlier. Then for address proof, driving license that was used, so that also gets uploaded. Marriage certificate that was uploaded, and whatever is getting uploaded also is getting printed with self-attestation. Then photo was digitally uploaded. You can also keep a physical photo when you're walking in. If they ask, you can hand over. If not, you can just keep that with you. So once you call the service provider, you would know whether a physical photo has to be submitted or not. Now, once you make the checklist of all the documents what's required, you can go through this video. You'll get the detailed scenario specific to you, how you can build, and then call the service provider to check if there are any additional document which has to be uploaded or submitted. Then once that is done, you take a printout of the application, all the supporting document. There's a prescribed fee. In case you're doing this from Canada, BLS is currently doing this. As I said, always check who is the current service provider. Now, there is a fee which will go to consulate for the surrender certificate, and then there is a fee for BLS to do this transaction, and this is what is published on the website. Now, chances are that you might come across upselling for postal service, and you might hear that there's a long wait time, it's difficult to pick up and drop. So that decision is left to you whether you go for a postal service or not. You can book for an walk-in, make sure every document is organized, and once you have checked everything, you exactly know you have filled the documents in right way, and then you go ahead and submit with the service provider. Here, once you do this, the application will get processed, and it might take 4 to 6 weeks for the entire process to complete. That's been an average. Sometimes it might get delayed a little longer, but eventually the surrender certificate will come to you. Once you have the surrender certificate, make sure to keep it secure forever. And also, in case you have to apply for the Overseas Citizen of India card, you need the surrender certificate along with the voter ID and ration card cancellation. I made a video on that. You can check that out too. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and do check out other videos which might be of interest to you.